Yeah, we're going to be talking about an event it's taking place July 15th, and it's supporting the United Way. Make sure you share this out. Feel free to ask questions and let us know what you got going on today. Good morning. This is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. It's Kickstart. My name is Gardy, and I have some guests hanging out in studio. I'm going to let them introduce themselves, and we're going to have some fun this morning.
Hi, I'm Leslie Ornelas. I'm the Executive Director for United Way, Galveston County, Mainland.
And I am Jen Nolan McNaughton, owner of Champions Outdoors and Kayak Fishing Guide with J&J Fishing Charters as fishing advisor on the board as well.
Okay, this event, it's coming up. Who is it for, and what's it called?
So it is hosted by DOW Chemical, but it is benefiting United Way, Galveston County, Mainland. And so it is the DOW Chemical Fishing Tournament, and it is the first annual. So we're excited to have them.
You know, Leslie, are you big into fishing? Are you someone who goes out all the time? Did you grow up doing it?
I grew up on the TP&L Lake in Waco. So when my dad would get up in the morning to go check the lines, I'd go with them, and I'd fall back asleep on the boat, and that was about my experience. And we had whatever he caught for the day. That was dinner. But no, I am not really... I have to admit, I haven't been back on the water, no.
Yeah, but this event is going to be awesome. So this one, y'all are partnering with DOW. DOW's doing this, and it's supporting you guys. Why is that important?
It's important because especially during COVID, it was a challenging time for a lot of nonprofits in the community, but especially for our United Way, because we rely so heavily on special events for fundraising, and those all came to a halt. So we're just now getting back to having our special events. And so DOW Chemical stepped in, and they knew this was an event that could really benefit the United Way, and they see firsthand the changes and the transformations that we make in people's lives. So they stepped up to the plate, and we really appreciate it.
Okay, and I'm going to get with Jennifer and ask her some questions about fishing and how this tournament's working. But if somebody wants to find out more information, get involved, enter, help, and support, what's the best way for them to do that?
So they can always call our office at 409-948-4211 or go to our website, which is UWGCM.org, and it's right there on the landing page when you sign in. Yeah.
Awesome. Jennifer, how are you involved in all this, and I guess why fishing for you?
Well, fishing, I've been fishing my entire life, and the theme for this tournament is called Reeling is Healing, which is a really cool theme because that's the basis of our company too. So in my adult life, fishing just became therapy, that place I could go to where nobody who needed me, wanted me, was after me, whatever, no one was there, and it actually is very close to my spiritual walk too. I spend a lot of time with God on the water, so the water is very important to me. And when they reached out to me to come on as fishing advisor for our area, the United Way does so much for our community. And I know we're raising money for United Way, but if you don't know what United Way does, you should definitely look into what they're doing. I'm big on saving lives with life jackets. You're all big on saving lives with Jesus. United Way is saving lives, keeping people in their homes, keeping them with things they need to survive. The United Way it's an amazing organization.
You talk about it being like that therapy on the water. What is it about that, I guess, that allows it to do that for you?
Well, I mean, peace is what is the ultimate healer for anything. And when you're out on the water, it's very peaceful. And I'm not talking about this weekend on the open lakes. It's going to be insanity with everyone for the Memorial Holiday weekend. But typically, especially the type of fishing I do, I get myself somewhere where there's nobody. So when you get into that place of peace and all you can hear is the crickets and the birds, the frogs if it's early enough, and it's extremely peaceful.
Yes. Okay, so July 15th, this event's taking place.
Yep.
How's it going to be working? Are there categories? Is there like you're a new fisherman or angler and somebody who's experienced?
It's a everybody in, and that's kind of why I love this. So there's two different divisions. You're either on the boat or you're not on the boat. And if you're not on the boat, you can be on a kayak, you can be on a pier, you can be in the surf, you can be on the bank. I mean, any way that you can fish it. And it doesn't matter, artificial, dead bait, live bait, croaker soaking on the back of a soft plastic. It does not matter. You can fish it anyway, which is the amazing part of it because that lets everyone have the ability to fish.
Okay. I haven't been fishing in a long time. Leslie was saying she hasn't either. So this would be something, if I wanted to enter, I'd still have fun, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I'm not winning the thing. I'm just going to say that.
And in the children's division, there's actually recommendations on places to go, and adults can catch great quality fish in those same locations, and most of them are free or very inexpensive to go and fish at.
Yes.
The categories for the children, it's an open fish. It doesn't matter what they catch, as long as it's not one of the three dangerous, gaff tops, hardheads, and stingrays. We're going to leave those barbed animals in the water.
Mm-hmm.
But anything else the kids division can bring, and then with the adult division, it's going to be redfish, flounder, and trout, which are our three trophy fish around here. So it's pretty fun.
Are you big into, I guess, seafood and eating fish? And what's your favorite?
I'm personally a big CPR fisherman. I don't keep much, but if I'm going to keep and eat, it's going to be blacktip shark and flounder. Those are kind of the two that I like to keep and eat. Everything else, I try to let it go.
Okay. I eat it.
That's okay, too. Oh, eat it. Eat it if you want to eat it.
But I've never had shark, I don't think.
Oh, you need to have shark.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Okay, Leslie, if somebody is not into fishing, they want to support or they want to come out and see what else you have going on, is there other things they can participate in?
Yeah, we have on our website, when you go to our website, there is a link in there. It's kind of embedded with our Eventbrite platform, and it allows you to look at the sponsorship levels. But we have a lunch sponsor, we have shirt sponsors, we're going to do a hat sponsor, a trophy sponsor. So if anyone wants to get involved, we have sponsorship levels at all levels. We kind of start low and it goes high, so whatever you're comfortable with.
What about, like, is there any kind of shopping, or I guess they could eat at Topwater as well?
Oh, absolutely. So hoping that we have a lunch sponsor, right? That would be one thing that we're really hoping for, but it will be, food would be provided for those that are participating, but we'll have vendors out there, and Jen is bringing some amazing vendors to the table as well. So they're going to be, displaying the items that they provide for the anglers and all of the cool stuff that they make, and so we're going to have all those vendors booths set up.
What kind of vendors do you think will be out there?
Well, we've got some really cool vendors. Or I love it when a woman-owned business in the fishing industry shows up. So we have an apparel company, Girls Who Fish. I'm actually wearing their hat today. They're a very large national ladies fishing organization, but they're based out of Hitchcock, Texas, which is here in Galveston County. So they will be there. We have a custom rod builder right here in Santa Fe, who is a young woman who grew up here, graduated here, and went away to college and came back in Pesca rods. She sits on the board with us as well, but they'll be there with their rod company. You're going to see some of those companies that the men can buy something to bring home for their wife as well. So we'll have some nice gifting type as well. So it's going to be a great event with a lot of great vendor booths.
Can you talk a little bit more about your business and what y'all do?
Sure. So Champions Outdoors is an organization that we are actually moving over to a nonprofit right now. We just opened the Champions Outdoors Yak Shack on Galveston Island. It's 8604 Broadway. As soon as you come onto the bridge, we're right there. So coming and going with the first building on the island, which is really great to take care of any of your needs going onto the island, especially those safety items. If you forgot the sunblock, if you forgot the life jacket, we have free loaner life jackets. Don't go out there without a life jacket. They are expensive. So if you forget yours at home, swing in and grab it. And then on your way home, we're the last building anyway, so you can just drop it off. Say hi. If you need some bait and tackle, we'll have that for you. We sell all the artificials that our locals love down South Lures, Caden. Those local guys that, we're big on the locals. We just are. We like to support those guys. And then our organizations that we support with Texas Parks and Wildlife, we are proud partners with them. And we've been teaching that kids fishing program for 6 years now as well. And that's free. If you want to get involved with that, we take the babies and we love on them and we take them fishing. It's awesome.
When did you start fishing? Were you a kid?
Like 2 years old, I think, is my first memory. And literally my whole life. I tournament fish now as well. So, I'm fishing pretty much every day if I can, whether it's freshwater, saltwater, doesn't matter.
Leslie, can you tell us a little bit more about either what's going on with the United Way, Galveston County, Mainland, the rest of this year, and some of the programs that y'all, I guess, have as, what do you call it, y'all's affiliates?
Yeah, as our member agencies. So our agencies are actively helping the community as they always do. And so part of what our goal is to make sure that they do what they do best, which is help people and transform lives. Let us do the hard work of raising those funds throughout the year. So that's what we focus on, and let them focus on helping clients. But some of those events coming up, we have a DOW golf tournament that's going to be coming up in the fall. We have a marathon sportsman tournament, which is a skeet shoot. They've come back, and that's really exciting. And then we also have the Firefighter Games and a couple of other cool events. And then we have our Dr. Seuss reading camp for the kiddos. So I'm really excited about it. I haven't even had a chance to tell Jen about it yet.
I know, I'm getting excited.
So yeah, they, we have librarians and volunteers come in and they dress up in the Dr. Seuss hat and they read to the kiddos. And then that afternoon, the kiddos get to watch that Dr. Seuss movie that correlates with the book that they read that morning. So it's really exciting. And then we have Hospitality Health ER comes out and gives them ice cream, and we give them some free popcorn, and they take home at the end of the camp, which is a week long. They have a backpack with some books that were donated. So it's really excited. Yeah.
Have y'all done that before, Dr. Seuss?
Yeah, we did prior to COVID. We did 2 years in a row. And then, of course, we had to put a stop to it. So we've had parents reaching out to us saying, when's it coming back? I'm on the list. And
yeah.
So the really exciting thing this year is I've always wanted to do a bilingual week, but I don't speak Spanish. But I do have a staff member now who speaks Spanish and is bilingual. So she's got her whole family involved. So we're going to do 1 week bilingual, and then the second week is English speaking. So it's really exciking.
That's very exciting.
That's cool. Can you talk more about, I guess, partnering with people like DOW that put these benefits on for you guys, and then I want to learn more about what happened during that the shutdown stuff and all of that.
So United Way is very blessed to have the support of a lot of the larger companies here in Galveston County, and a lot of the CEOs and the president sit on our board of directors. So they hear day in and day out what's going on with us and some of the challenges that we've been facing. And so we're very lucky to have one of those individuals from DOW who we were close with, and they kind of heard some of the struggles that we were going through, and they said, look, we have the capacity, we have the resources to put on big events like this. What do you need? And I said, well, I've always wanted to do a fishing tournament. We had one before, but it was under the previous director. So I wanted to have one that kind of I was in charge of, that I got to get my hands on. And so that's why I was like, we need experts, because I'm not an angler. I do not know what I'm doing, but it sounded fun. So DOW was really excited, and we've had a lot of DOW employees that have reached out, and they're excited to get involved. And so they've always supported us, but they just saw an opportunity to really help even more. And of course, any funds that are raised kind of are counted towards their campaign, their overall campaign that they do for us annually.
Yeah, you mentioned surrounding yourself with experts. Is that something that you try and do, or that you learn throughout the years?
Yeah. So with our golf tournament that we just completed in April, we had Mike Skiba from the golf course, and we had some other individuals who are like marshals and who actually know what they're doing, right? Because I know how to swing a club, but I don't know what I'm doing other than that, and that's just about it. But just surround yourself with people who know what they're doing, and they make you look good, and they make the organization look good, right? And so yeah, that's why whenever we were asked to set up a session today, I was like, I need Jen.
I'm down.
Yeah.
I'm always down.
And so this is the first one. So it's the first one. And so y'all do a lot of events, but I've learned this from just doing things for the first time. It's like, I know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing, but then you learn so much after the fact, right?
Right. So we actually had a company years ago that did that did a fishing tournament for us, but they did a lot of the logistics and the back end for us, and we just kind of showed up, right?
Yeah.
And did a check presentation, and yay. This time it's like, okay, we want y'all fully involved, and so we were so excited about that. But we are a staff of 3 right now, so I'm short of resources, and so they've been able to just jump in and help, and especially having professionals on the committee, it really helps out a whole lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe get Chris to come back as an assist and be your assistant.
I saw him this morning. He was like, "What's the dates?"
Can you share what happened, during the lockdown stuff? Not really maybe people in a place where they can give. Even now, to be honest, like there's a lot of things. The cost of gas is going up. What are you guys going through, and what did y'all go through to get here?
So a lot of what we saw was donors becoming clients. It had a lot of people that would call and say, I've given to the United Way for many, many years, and now I'm in a position I need help. And so I think it's a blessing and a curse at the same time, right? Like they're going through the challenges, but they also have an opportunity to see the work that we do day in and day out. And so we've been able to send them over to one of our agencies to help them. But now that everything's kind of getting back to the new normal, I've had a lot of people tell me, like, now that I have the opportunity to give through the campaign workplace, I'm going to actually increase my giving, because I actually have seen firsthand what y'all do, and y'all have helped me make a difference in my life.
Mm-hmm.
So we've seen a lot of support from companies, especially those that are coming back after kind of being gone for a little bit. We're seeing a lot of them coming back and being re-engaged. So I'm really excited.
Yeah. And, being allowed to have these events and feeling safe and knowing what we know now and getting through helps, even though, because I look at it now as like gas is like,
yeah,
cost of things is going up, and so it may have people like be not as eager to give as they were. So these campaigns like this, where people can get involved, they're huge.
Yeah, I've had a lot of people reach out to us and said, I've given for many years, but this year I have to take a back seat because I'm helping a cousin or a niece who is struggling. And I'm like, I get it. That's the clients that we typically see. So however that person is getting help, that's all we really want to see at the end of the day.
Could you share maybe about like 1 or 2 member agencies that just come to the top of your mind?
So I don't have favorites. I'll preface by saying I don't have favorites, but I'm excited that the Salvation Army is one of our organizations because they do so much. They were instrumental in the support during Hurricane Harvey and during COVID, and so they're always available to help and jump in their canteen at a given notice. But they do have the Boys and Girls Club of Galveston County now at their location on Palmer Highway. So I'm really excited that they're just extending more and more. And so
Is that new? Was there a Boys and Girls Club in Texas City?
There was years ago, from my understanding, and then it kind of dissolved. So they
yeah.
brought it back.
I was going to say, because I talked to people about it, and they're like, we need a Boys and Girls Club. And this is the first I'd heard of one being back.
Take them fishing.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
So they have a Boys and Girls Club right there at it's on Emmett F. Lowry. I said Palmer Highway, but it's Emmett F. Lowry at their new location. So that's where their Boys and Girls Club is. I would love to have them on the air with you, because Holly and all of them over there are great, and they do great work. And then another organization that we have very local is Independence Village. And, that is a great facility for those who are, have mental handicap, mental retardation. And so they actually live at the facility, and that's their everyday life. And so Miss Judy Slocum is amazing over there. And she says all the time, I come in and I go to work, but I'm working in their home. So I have to respect that it's their home, it's where they live. And so she really runs an amazing group over there of people, and they really love the clients and just want to see them really just enjoy life and live it to the fullest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Jennifer, whenever you mentioned, hey, looking at what the United Way does, it was an easy decision to get involved. What do you know about the United Way? What can you share?
Well, I know for my own self, pre-Harvey, I'm going to go back a hurricane before COVID. Pre-Harvey, for 13 years, he's my ex-husband now, but my husband at the time, we had made that decision to commit, and we were regular givers, monthly givers to United Way through ExxonMobil's campaign. Mm-hmm. And so we did that for 13 years, and we never needed any type of assistance. So for my own self, going through COVID, losing our business, we had great difficulties, and I had never in 47 years had to wonder, am I going to have my home tomorrow? Except for Harvey, that was a whole different situation. Mm-hmm. I still had somewhere to stay. And so when I reached out, and there was COVID relief that the United Way was able to find for me, and they were able to help us. So it's not just what they have there to give, but they have all the resources, no matter what your circumstance, what you're going through, to get that help. So twofold, both as givers to the United Way and following what they do for community, and then becoming one of those community givers who ended up needing to be a client. I'm just overwhelmed with what they do and what they can do for community and how quickly they can do it.
Mm-hmm. And so whenever an opportunity like this for you to, hey, I want to volunteer and do something that you love.
Yes, doing what I love.
It makes sense, right?
Yes. Doing what I love, and the right people. You can do this, and it can. The fishing industry, we talked about this before. This is a fishing community. Your church is in the middle of a fishing community, which is probably why it's a great church service to preach around here. But with that, we can give, and we can make a lot of money on the fishing community because there's money there to be made, or we can find places to help people make money. That money, I mean, what they're going to do with the funds that they get from this fishing tournament blesses my heart, take all my time, because there are people who capitalize in a different way off the fishing industry for self-profit. So when we get to be a part of bringing that much back to the community, we're the community, the money's going back into our community. I mean, it's keeping it all local, which like my own store that I run. I love being a local and taking care of the locals.
Mm-hmm. Whenever I've had the opportunity to talk to businesses and corporations that partner and give to the United Way, and the reasons, they're like, well, I know this money's going to be put to use in a way because they'll show us,
right.
and involved. So
it's a very transparent organization.
And a lot of people don't understand. They see us kind of as a pass through, right? Like, I'm going to give my money to United Way for them to turn around and give it to another organization, and that's the farthest from the truth. We actually have an allocation panel every year, and so agencies have to reapply for funding every single year, even if you've been with us 30 years. We revet you every single year and make sure that the money is being used to the best way, and that it's not going for a Christmas party or you're taking your staff out to lunch. I mean, this is a restricted fund that they have to use for a particular program, and they report back to us how that money was spent. Mm-hmm. So I think people kind of sometimes lose that or there's a loss of value in their eyes of what United Way does, and we don't just raise funds and turn around and give it out. We make sure that it's being used in the best way.
Jennifer, can you remind people, I guess, the categories for the fishing tournament?
Yeah. We have the redfish category, which is going to be my favorite category. Then we have the trout category, and then we have the flounder category. For the kids division, any and all fish species, fresh or salt, with the exception of the 3 barbed fish. We're not going to bring any of the catfish species in or the stingrays. We're going to leave those guys in the water.
Yeah. So are you excited for this event? It's
I'm
coming
very
up.
excited, and I'll be running the kids division, which is extremely exciting for me. Kids fishing is important to my heart. I think that there's a big value to taking kids fishing that has nothing to do with fishing. Our company's motto with our youth programs is tackle boxes over Xboxes, and I'm a mom
That's
of
good.
6 myself, so I know the importance of keeping children off of electronics and in the outdoors, and we just get to do a lot of blessing and a lot of loving on families. If you ever come to one of our fishing programs, you'll see that it's more family that's happening. And when you get to this event, if you come out and join, you're going to see a whole lot more family going on. That's what I guess that's the best way I can explain the experience so far to me. When you're involved in these events, tournaments, fundraising, anything, and using fishing and fishermen, it's always a feeling of family. It's a very, very big feeling of family.
If someone wants to follow you or your business on social media or
Yeah.
reach out, how can they do that?
Champions Outdoors. It's Champions Outdoors on Facebook, championsoutdoors.com. And if you just want to follow my personal fishing, it's Jen Nolan Fishing on Facebook. So I'm kind of up there in the Major League Fishing world over there with the bass. People down here don't care too much about it, but I'm getting up there.
I was
That's
gonna say,
awesome.
she hasn't bragged enough about herself.
I'm ranked number 14 right now out of about 300 fishermen for the Texas Louisiana division in the Major League Fishing Phoenix Boats Bass Fishing League.
That's awesome. Very
Yeah.
cool. Very
It's
cool.
my rookie year.
You're
so I'm
taking up that
excited.
and rookie year.
Yep.
You're taking the number 1 spot.
I got my first top 10 last weekend with almost 15 pounds, so that's pretty exciting.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Leslie, if somebody wants to find out more about this event and the United Way in general, what's the best way for them to do that?
So either call the office or, go to our website, because that has all of the rules, all of the categories, all the sponsorship levels. And one thing that is not online yet, but I would love everyone to know, is that for those that are participating in the fishing tournament and whatever they catch for the day, if they would like, we will be donating that fish.
Yes.
We're going to donate that fish to an organization here locally that is in need. So families that are residing in the shelter, this fish would be filleted for them at the actual event, and they can take that and serve it to the clients that night.
Wow, that's cool.
So, yeah, absolutely. Healing 100%, 360. So yeah, we're really excited about that.
Is there anything else that you wanted to share or talk about?
I'm just, if you're not into fishing, so maybe that's not your forte, and you like golf or you like skeet, just please follow us on Facebook, reach out to us, and find out how you can get involved in our newsletters, because we always have something really cool going on. The Firefighter Games is a really exciting one as well that's coming up. So,
When is the Firefighter Games?
oh, you caught me. I want to say it's around 9/11. We're going to do it a tribute to the 9/11. And so I don't have my calendar right in front of me, but it is going to be on our website pretty soon. And so they're going to have a really cool, just, a thank you to all of the first responders, and it's like in honor of their name. So
So it's UWGCM.org. Find out more information. Sign up for the fishing tournament and just get involved in any way.
absolutely.
Yeah, July 15th, Topwater Grill. And like I said, even if you don't fish all the time, you can get that one-day fishing license. It's only like $11. Get the one-day fishing license and come out and have a great time. And if you don't fish it, come out for the weigh-in, because there's raffles you can win, great prizes that anybody would want to win. The money goes to a great cause, and it's just a fun thing to come out and watch the fish being weighed in. It's a fun thing.
And see all the vendors.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you all so much for joining today.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
This is KHEA Radio 99.5.